Hello, I want to make a video about telepathy and its use to farm people of their thoughts and emotions. This is being done to me, as I know, because I'm psychic. I can sense it in my thoughts and my feelings, and sometimes even physically. It's done by criminals who hang around where I live and basically prompt my thoughts in various directions and then somehow just remove them when I think what they want me to think or feel what they want me to feel. Um, some people are literally making a living out of me this way. Other people come and buy various things from them that I make various emotions or thoughts or feelings or whatever. Sometimes they even take various parts of my aura or etheric body, if they have an illness or whatever, or just want to feel whatever it is that I feel. I'm by nature healthy, so maybe they want to feel healthy or something. Whatever. They just take whatever they want, basically. They know my mind better than I know it myself because it's their job to know it. They've been doing this probably for a long time, maybe now assisted by technology, but they've been doing it for at least decades, I'm sure. They are very familiar with exactly how to plot a human mind and use it like a street map to just nudge people in various directions to get them to think, to go down various mental paths until their consciousness lights up some particular brain area, and then they lift out whatever somehow is produced by the activation of particular neurons in the brain. Somehow that is done. It is electrical, so maybe there's an electrical way of lifting it out. It does exist in reality as electrical impulses, so I presume it can be handled like anything else if you know how to do it. I think that the powers that be, the criminal gang, the Illuminati, are in on this. They're in on everything else. You look at Alex Jones's YouTube channel. It has a lot of information about how politicians are corrupt. The powerful are corrupt. They get there by being corrupt. You don't know about it because they don't tell you. A couple of recent scandals are in America, for example, are Acorn, which involved a charity being used to defraud the American public of millions of dollars of their taxes, and Fast and Furious, which involved politicians being involved in gun running to Mexico. They're also involved in drug smuggling and all sorts of things. It's always been the same. The powerful have always been the bad people who successfully used force. It's still going on today. We do not yet have a perfect society. Look at Gordon Brown, the British Prime Minister. When he was Chancellor of the Exchequer, he literally robbed millions of pounds out of private pensions. He didn't get done because he didn't want to get done. He was powerful. He didn't want to get done, so he didn't get done. But he robbed millions of pounds. Look at the banksters today. They were in control of what they were doing. They were supposed to be running their businesses properly. Yeah, they can blame some people who got themselves in trouble too with banks, but the banks themselves failed as a result and should have gone under. Instead, they've robbed us, the taxpayer. They're rubbish institutions. They didn't run themselves according to a proper business plan. They should have failed when their people didn't pay their mortgages. Instead, we've bailed out a load of failures, a load of thieving failures. And we're stuck with them now. Well, we are because the powers that be want us to think we are, so they tell us we are. In fact, if we were in charge, like we should be, of our money, which we should be, we should just be able to say, actually, you stole that from us, and call the police and get it back. But the powers that be don't want that, so it's not happening. Or it hasn't happened. Maybe one day it will. Anyway, hopefully I've shown you now how, reminded you how politicians are a bunch of criminals. And they're not above doing what I've told you they're doing with telepathy. I'm probably not the only person this is happening to. Why would I be the only one? It may sound mad, but it's not mad. I'll tell you the definition of insanity. It's being unable to keep a rational, coherent train of thought going. I've been rational and coherent all the way through this video, and I've been rational and coherent on public videos and in posts, public posts, for years now online. So it's not so easy to call me insane. I was diagnosed as insane before, but my doctor recently told me that he thought I'd never been insane. A few years ago, he said he thought I had been. He thought I was. So I advise everyone who's being called insane to make public videos and prove that they are not driven by emotion, but are thought, controlled by thought, able to control their own thoughts and have rational trains of thought for extended periods. The definition of sanity, I believe, is the ability to have a rational train of thought even when you're emotionally affected by something. Well, I'm emotionally affected by this, and I'm still rational and coherent. I asked another doctor about David Icke and why I-C-K-E, David Icke, why he isn't called insane, and she wouldn't even discuss it with me. So there you go. I think it's because although he doesn't like his subject matter, he's able to be coherent about it as well. There are things going on that are absolutely horrible and disgusting, and that the powers that be are involved in. They're hard to believe they're true, but it's hard to believe they're true, but they are. What about Jimmy Savile, the paedophile? Hey, he was recently found to have a lot of high-profile or powerful contacts. He knew the royal family. Maybe they were involved in paedophilia. Who knows? Anyway, I am very much affected by this abuse of telepathy. I have no private life whatsoever. My thoughts are robbed, manipulated, and interfered with. I have to continually mind my own thoughts and control them more than I should have to. I should have some sort of freedom of thought in my mind. Instead, I have to watch my thoughts continually because I don't want, I don't want to aid these abusers. If I can, I try to deprive them of whatever they want, to try to stop them from doing it. I'm interfered with emotionally, subconsciously, psychologically, in every way. It's been going on for years. It's very stressful. It makes me very angry. If I get angry, they often lift the anger, if that's what somebody wants, and then they give it to them, I don't know how, and they get paid. It's horrific. It's disgusting. It's violating. It's horrifically abusive. And I think that the powerful know about it because they are probably involved, the way they're involved in drug running and gun running and everything else. They have small-time criminals to help them. They use the American army in America. They use armies everywhere, I suppose. The British army in Afghanistan has been used to guard poppy fields. So the heroin didn't get, the heroin harvest wasn't burned by the Taliban. And that's still going on. Psychopaths would be particularly interested. I don't know who else is interested, but psychopaths would be particularly interested in stealing people's thoughts and emotions because they have a limited emotional life themselves and possibly a limited intellectual life. Their emotions range from fear to aggression. That's it. They would very much like to experience other people's emotions. To them, it would be alien, literally something out of this world. Brain scans show their minds to be half comatose, just alive enough to be alive. They don't function. They have almost nil activity in over half their brain. It would be an amazing experience for them to steal other people's thoughts and feelings. I'm not at all surprised if they have singled out some people for special treatment, to be farmed like animals. Psychopaths gravitate towards, as it's called, the top of society because they like money and power. Apparently, there are more psychopaths proportionally in places where there's money and power, in parts of society where there's money and power, than elsewhere. So I think that the powers that be may well, the powerful may well be involved in this. It's disgusting, it's evil, it's horrible, it's abusive, it's invasive, it's harmful. It must be stopped now. It must be investigated by private people because the government are lying about it because they don't want to stop abusing people telepathically. So they can't be trusted to admit it's even happening, to admit they're doing it, because they don't want to stop doing it. We have to investigate it ourselves so that it can be stopped. It must be stopped as soon as possible because it's horrible. Thank you.